Pete here with the Small Business Resource Center and PeteGustus.com. I wanted to make a little video. I'm always hoping that this is going to be the last one, actually, about the coronavirus. I had a trip. I was supposed to go to Unleash the Power Within in San Jose, California. Of course, a couple days right before the event, they canceled it. I decided to go, despite the fact that Santa Clarita County actually locked down every event over 1,000 people. When I was there, I was told Hollywood also banned any events with over 100 maybe. And what I'm going to do here is make a short video showing my whole trip, which was West Redding, Newark, San Jose. And then, of course, I was in San Jose for 4 days. Then I went to Boston because that's where the plane came back to. Newark, stopped in Easton, doing a little shopping, and then back to West Redding. So you're going to see exactly what happened. I'm going to have a little intro here with some important information. Then I'm going to put my trip with a couple dialogues that I have in there. And then lastly, I'm going to put important information about what I see happening and some things that I'm pretty sure are correct. But check out the video and let's see what's going on. First of all, I want to talk about the coronavirus. The coronavirus here, actually, if you're looking at this, I'm going to have all the links in the description. It says that symptoms: runny nose, sore throat, cough, fever, difficulty breathing in severe cases. What I actually saw on another site is it says if you think you're sick, you can get pneumonia, difficulty breathing, and that's where people end up dying. But the risk is so low. If you think you're sick, all you got to do is hold your breath for 10 seconds. If you can't do that, you probably should go to the hospital. But these symptoms are much less intense than a flu, and only around 2% of people die. Let me explain what they aren't in this short video clip. This is not the coronavirus. People are running around, acting like the world's going to end, buying all the toilet paper, shutting down every single business. Have you seen this movie? Keep watching. This is not the coronavirus. That's definitely not the coronavirus either. So let's look at the symptoms again. Runny nose, sore throat, cough, fever, difficulty breathing. Let's look at the yearly stats. Yeah, it's never great when people die. Don't get me wrong here. But when you do the math, this is 3.9%. If you want to round up to 4% of the people who get the coronavirus end up dying. It actually used to be 2%, but I think, there's probably a lot of people here who aren't even getting reported, but the deaths are going up. And why? Because if you had most of these symptoms, most people probably never even try to get tested. These are similar symptoms to a flu, because basically that's what it is. It's a very, very mild flu, actually. So here is a nice video of a couple that actually got the coronavirus. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but the link's going to be in the description if you want to watch the whole thing. These people are on quarantine. You know what's not happening? That's not happening. They look pretty okay to me for people who... So the link of this will be in the description if you want to see what happens to people who've been on quarantine. Okay, our government here has 11 quarantine camps set up by airports, which I think is pretty funny to quarantine people for a flu. I can understand when they're looking at this, but got a couple other things here real quick. Romney proposes sending people $1,000 check. Really? Yeah, I'm not so sure. $1,000 isn't really going to help me, if you ask. Versus all the problems this has created. I guess it's good for some people, but let's look at this. When you follow the money, Fed to inject 1.5 trillion to prevent unusual disruption in the market. So I'll have the link for the description here. I think this is ridiculous because the media and the scare that everyone has. The next couple minutes of this video are going to be everything that happened during my trip and things that I experienced. And the end of the video, I am going to put some information that I found out and that should be very valuable. But if you have any comments, if you think the information I put so far is incorrect, let me know. I'm kind of curious. I've actually talked to a lot of people. Only one person so far said they even know somebody who got the coronavirus. So here's the first part of the video. Next part's coming up. You'll want to watch to the end. Have a good day. Okay, so here I'm at the airport. Actually, it's surprising. I talked to people who changed their flights to earlier flights because they were worried about getting stuck wherever they were going or potentially stuck here. There was only a 2 minute 30-second wait in line. So I'm at Newark Airport. I was surprised. Still going to San Jose. Let's see what happens. Help me. So this is the airport at 4 o'clock. It's actually pretty empty if you ask me. They're usually packed. But here's a short view. And here's our airplane. About 85 or 90% of the seats are empty.
Now, but I might not be. Anything can happen within 6 hours.
Okay, Pete here. I actually didn't tape when I got off the plane and went to the airport. I just took an Uber. I was kind of busy. The Uber driver said it was very slow. I checked in, and then right after I checked in, since I was hungry, I just walked down the street and went to get something to eat. Somebody tried to sell me weed. I'm not even from the area. A lot of people say I look like a Marine or a cop with my haircut. I was kind of surprised. I just told the person, no thanks. I'm trying to get some food and see ya. So must not be that bad if people are going to try to sell you random person who looks like a police weed at 11 o'clock at night. But hey, who knows? Check out the rest of the video. So I'm in San Jose, Santa Clarita County, I think it is. But anyways, as if you recall, Google, Facebook, Alphabet, I think they all shut down their events, and not because they were worried particularly, and of course Unleash the Power Within, but because of the fact that the county actually banned all events over 1,000 people. I think it's ridiculous. Everything looks completely normal here. I'm walking around eating marshmallow strawberry hearts. Nobody's dying. Well, let's see what's happening. Actually, this place looks a little bit different. I got here at night. At night it was a little creepy, but it's during the day. Nope. So here I am. I'm about ready to take the public transportation system, and everything seems 100% normal, minus the fact that the news is crazy and insane. Uh-oh. Or I might miss the public transportation because I'm not walking far enough. Okay, so I just got off the public transportation, and even though I don't see a lot of people around here, I'm actually going to a restaurant.
kind of think it's normal because I talked to somebody on the public transportation, and they said they didn't even really know that there was a big thing about the government banning all the big events, but they're like, there's nothing really going on, which, you know, that's what I always like to say. Seems like a lot of media hype, but just like with things a lot of people say, it doesn't really seem like there's a big problem. There's a train. I beat it to the other side of the street. So it doesn't really seem like there's a lot going on. And I don't know if this is normal or not, but yeah, well. So here we are at the Mosaic event, and it's pretty good. Basically came here. Everybody's having a great time. I don't really see any coronavirus. Everybody actually says they have no idea what's going on. So. And I'm having my red rice. Well, here you go. It is 8 o'clock at night, and I'm just leaving the restaurant I was at. Everybody at the restaurant, locals as well as the people there, were just saying that they had no idea why all this craziness was going on. Some of the locals, they're just like, I don't know why everything got canceled. They don't see any incidences or problems, and the only thing that I've heard negative were people who are posting, like me, hey, there's nothing going on, don't worry about it. And people are commenting, you're crazy, blah, 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 all these people are dying and don't go anywhere. And of course, we were all in the restaurant, we were all having fun, we were all eating food and socializing. Nothing seemed to be going on except for the fear mongering. And I'm not saying nobody got sick or died or whatever, but it just seems like a lot of stupidity. So I'm gonna keep recording, and it's Pete signing off at Zombieland.
The following day, I actually went to Johnny Rockets. I was one of 2 tables with people. There was one couple, and then of course me. Then another person walked in. So I had asked the waitress if this was normal, and she said no. There's actually a lot of people here usually. It's usually pretty packed. And I said, well, didn't you hear about the lockdown for the county, that you're not supposed to have more than 1,000 people at a place? And also I mentioned the IT jobs, because I talked to people in IT and banking, and they were told to work from home like a lot of other places. So this is something that's probably going to happen in more areas, not less. And she said she didn't know. And she said, well, this is bad because I'm here and I have to pay my bills. That's exactly what she said. She said, I can't work from home. I have bills to pay. So it's terrible.
Okay, sadly, since I'm only here driving for a day, I'm not gonna have time to eat at all these places, but I'm gonna try Applebee's because it's 25% wings. So when I got here, they have the ordinance for the county. I actually got here at 11 and the doors were locked. So I was like, what's going on? I called them and they said they didn't even realize, but they said it's been really slow. So, and since I sat down, ordered food, it actually seems like other people are noticing and they're coming in. So, you know, don't live in fear. Grab something to eat.
Basically, that's what happened. That was a short video. When I first got there, the door wasn't open. It was locked. They didn't even realize it was locked. After I sat down, ordered food, and had a beer too, people noticed maybe it was just me or the staff walking around. By the time I left, even though I was working on my computer, so I was probably there for about 2 hours, I would have to say, there had to be at least 40 or 50 people in there in a 2-hour span. But when you have a place that's empty and people see nobody there, nobody comes. If you see traffic, more people are coming. But a lot of places were closed more than likely, because I did walk around or go to some other places and businesses just had closed signs.
Pete Gustis here. I thought it would have been great to rent a car and go check out a couple places like a tech museum. Sadly, the tech museum's closed, so I'm not visiting that place. I'm visiting it, they're not letting me in. So here's driving in downtown. Of course, it's the middle of the day. You would expect more people here. I'm not gonna bore you with a long video, but you can imagine how there's barely anybody on the road. You just saw the tech museum. There was nobody in the square. I think 1 or 2 people came by while I was there recording a video, and I was there for quite a bit actually, but I don't want to bore you with having me drive around and seeing 5 cars, so you could just imagine. And here is the rental car area in the San Jose airport. This of course isn't normal. It's close to 12 o'clock and they said it's usually very busy, but the coronavirus scared everybody away. And here's the Boston terminal. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, but I'm guessing it's dead here compared to normal. This is our flight here. There's like supposed to be 15 people. I'm not counting 15 though. Okay, so I just got back from Boston to Newark. Of course, my flight, as you could see, only had 7 people on. 1 person came right before they closed the door. I was actually told by the flight attendants that 15 people checked in. It's typically a full flight, and it's funny because even though 15 people checked in, half of them didn't even show up. So it just goes to show what's going on. Also, for some very important news, the flight attendant actually said that there's been talk that domestic flights might start to be suspended approximately 1 week and might be suspended for 2 weeks to 30 days. So that means no domestic flights even. It might be starting very soon and can last up to 30 days. The airlines are talking about that. So that's very important if you need to travel. I don't know if they're going to have emergency type waivers or something, but even domestically they may suspend flights. When I look at it from the point of view of the airlines though, I would have to think that if they only have 7 passengers and normally they have 100 or something, that it's not financially viable for them to fly people anywhere. Keep in mind there's probably 6 to 8 crew members that were there, and there was 7 people sitting in the seats. We had a pretty good time, but that's a pretty important update. All right.
Well, you can see, in my opinion, things are probably going to get worse before they get better. I had one person tell me that their doctor had told them, because they have certain conditions, that cytokine release syndrome is something that they can get from complications if they get the coronavirus. So they have been self-quarantining. So I'm not saying nothing can happen. For most normal people, there's probably no risk. But I guess if you're elderly or you have a lot of health issues, this can occur. I did do a search. It didn't come up on this website, which is Wikipedia, but I'm going to put a link for this in the description. When you're looking at the economy and business, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better, because they in Pennsylvania also are starting to shut down things that they're considering non-essential. My gym, actually, yesterday was the last day they're allowing us there for, I think, 14 days. So it is affecting things that I do on a daily basis, but I got to keep moving. I am actually going to be leaving for an appointment in a couple minutes as soon as this video is done being uploaded. God bless everybody. Let me know your thoughts or comments, and share this with anyone you would like to. Have a great day.